Hi everyone. In this video I want to show you how to work with filters and advanced filters in the Excel program. So imagine if you had a worksheet with thousands of rows. Trying to scroll through that data to find specific information could be very time-consuming. Using a filter can be very advantageous. Sometimes you just need to see some of your data based on certain criteria. So for example, in the sales table, if I just wanted to see the information for the Breezy Point locations, I could use a filter to easily display just those records. So I'll click on the filter. I'm on the Data tab. I'll click on the Filter button and to turn on the filter feature, and you can now see that each column has an auto filter arrow. I will click the arrow for the MN location, the Minnesota, I believe it is. Since I only want to see the Breezy Point locations, I'm going to first click the Select All box to remove all of the check marks. Go ahead and do that. Now I will only check the Breezy Point checkbox, then I'll click OK. You can see that only the records that meet the Breezy Point criteria are visible. All of the other the rows in the worksheet are hidden. They're still part of the worksheet, they just aren't visible at this point in time. So if I needed to just see the Breezy Point records or rows, this was a quick and easy way to get that accomplished. I'll go ahead and click the filter arrow one more time and go back to Select All and say OK. And this will redisplay all of the records. If you had another way to do this is just to click the clear button up here on the ribbon, and that will also redisplay all of your records and remove the filter. Okay, so let's go ahead and also click the filter button to remove all of our auto filter buttons on the column. So I'll click that. Now there are no more filters. So you can see that using a filter definitely gives you the ability to show only the records that you need at a certain point in time, but it's a temporary situation. Using an advanced filter gives you the ability to set your criteria and then also output your filter data to another location on the sheet. So once you have the output onto your sheet, you can select that information and print it, or even copy it to another sheet, or work with it in whatever way you see fit. So let's see how an advanced filter works. Just to keep things separate, I think I'll go ahead and make a copy of this worksheet, and I'm going to call it Advanced Filter. So I'll right-click on this sheet. I'll go to Move or Copy. Make sure to click the Create a Copy button, and I'll just choose Move to End and click OK. And I'll double click on the tab and type in Advanced Filter and press Enter. So now I have an exact copy of my sheet. Okay, so now the first thing we need to do to use an advanced filter is we need to create a criteria range. The criteria range must be at least 2 rows. One row must use the column names from the worksheet data. So here, name, title, location in this example. But you don't have to use all of them if you weren't going to search on all of them. But in this example, I'll go ahead and use all of the column headings. The second row is where you're going to type in your criteria. And you can create the criteria range anywhere in your worksheet. I think here I'm going to go ahead and insert the criteria range at the top of my worksheet. So first I want to insert some rows to make room for the criteria range. So I selected the first 4 rows using the row headers, and you can see I get that right facing arrow. Then anywhere on this selection, I'll right click and go to Insert. And that's a quick way to insert all 4 rows at one time. And okay, so now I have made room for my criteria range area. Next, I'm going to select the information that I want to copy into the criteria range. And again, remember that you need the exact column names from your table. So it is easiest to copy and paste them instead of typing them in, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to first select A6 through E6, and these are just my column headings. I'll copy and paste them into cells A2. Okay, so I selected A2, and even though I'm going to paste into A2 through E2, remember I don't have to select A2 through E2. I can just click on A2 and then click the paste button, and Excel will then fill in the information for me. So I can go to the Home tab and just click paste, or I could have right-clicked. But notice how I only had A2 selected, but it knew to fill in everything for me. Okay. We're also going to output the results to another location in our sheet, so we will need to create an extract range as well. In this case, you only need to specify one row for this range, and it should include the same column headings as the data. So we would want to have everything as the data, just in case if you had just selected a couple things up here for the range where we're going to extract the information, you would want to include everything because all of the information is going to come from your table. So the filter results will be copied below the headings that you put in your extract range, and it's going to take up as many rows as needed based on the information that Excel finds in your table. So let's create the extract range. I'm going to press Escape to stop my little copy and paste there. So let's make the range where we're going to extract the information at the bottom of the worksheet to give it any room for any of the records that will be returned based on our search. So obviously we'll have plenty of room down here. So I'll click on A32, and that's where I'm going to have the information go. I need to go back, sorry, and reselect my heading information, and I'll click copy. I'll go down to A32 and click paste, and now I have the information here. Okay, let's see. In cell A31, I'm going to go ahead and type extract area. Okay, and just press enter. I need to also go back up here on A1. I think I forgot to do this, and type criteria area. That just helps me know what's going on in my table, so I'll press enter. Okay. Now, to keep a consistent look to my worksheet, I'm going to use the Format Painter button to quickly format my two new headings. So I want to click on cell A5. This is where I'm going to get the formatting from. Then on the Home tab, I'll double-click the Format Painter button so I can use it multiple times. So first I'll click just in cell A1, and then I'm going to scroll down to A31 and click that cell as well. Remember to either use your scroll bar, or I use the scroll wheel on my mouse to scroll down, because otherwise you might, if you just happen to accidentally click on something, like if I click here, oops, that actually puts that formatting in there. I can always click on undo if that happens. But you want to make sure that you're not accidentally, putting formatting where you really don't want it. So if I hadn't given that example, you would then just go back and click the Format Painter button. So if I double click it, that turns it on. If I click it one more time, that will turn it off. Okay, so now I have both areas set up, and I'm ready to input my criteria. What do I want to look for? So let's say for this table, I want to find any person that is a sales trainee that also has sales of less than 400,000. Maybe these are people that I want to mentor and make sure they get extra help if they need it. So now I'm going to go back to the criteria area, and first I'm going to click in cell B3. This is the title column, and I will type in sales trainee, and make sure that you spell it correctly, because if you don't, Excel won't be able to find it. Okay, and then I'm going to just arrow over to sales attainment. So this is cell E3, and the sales attainment is actually what they sold. So you can see they have sales goal and then sales attainment. And here I want to know what, I want to find any sales trainees that have less than $400,000 in sales. So just as I'm kind of saying it, that's how I'll type it. So I'll use the less than symbol, which you just do the shift and the comma on your keyboard, and then type in 400,000. When you're doing something like this, you're typing in the criteria, you do not need to use a $ or commas. They just aren't needed when you're typing in your criteria. Okay, so in this example, we've set up an AND condition. So when you enter criteria on the same row, they are treated as an AND condition. And this means that both criteria have to be met in order for the record to be displayed. If you wanted to set up an OR situation, you could use the second row or even a third row. You would just make more room for your rows if needed, and type in your criteria. An OR filter displays the records if any one of the requirements is met. So here we're looking for records where the employee is a sales trainee and also has sales below 400,000. So again, that would be our AND situation. Now that we have our criteria set, let's go ahead and run our advanced filter. So I'm going to click anywhere. I'll go ahead and click on A7 to just go ahead and select a cell inside the data range that we'll be working with. So I just want to make sure that the cell that's active is somewhere inside this data range. So now I want to go ahead and click on the Advanced button, which is on the Data tab. So I'll go back to the Data tab, and in the Sort and Filter group, I see the Advanced button. Okay, so now we have this dialog box that we're going to go ahead and fill out. So the first thing you need to do is, I do want to copy to another location because I've made my area where I'm going to extract the information. The next thing we want to do is make sure that our range of data is correct. So it's showing A6 through E29, oops, which is correct in this case. But if it wasn't, you could go ahead and just click this little arrow to kind of move this out of the way, and you could go back through and make your selection, okay? But I can see my selection is correct. I want to also make sure that my column headings are selected as well. So I now want to expand that dialog box back out. And your list range is really an important step, so make sure that that is set up correctly. Now in the criteria range, I'll go ahead and click in there. I want to select cells A2 through E3 because that's where I've set up my criteria. Again, notice that I'm using both my column titles as well as the criteria. Okay, so now I've set up that criteria range for A2 through E3. Next, I'll click in the Copy To box. And this is where I want the extracted information to go. So I'll scroll down, and I'm just using my mouse wheel to scroll down. And I'm just going to select A2 through E32. Remember, you don't know how many records might be returned when we run this filter, so you only need to select the header row in the extract range area. Okay, so it looks like we have everything we need set up. So let's go ahead and click on OK. And we'll scroll down to the extract area, and I can see that 2 records met our criteria. So Corey Daniels, you'll see, is a sales trainee and has a sales attainment of less than 400,000, as well as Randy Josephson, again, sales trainee, less than 400,000. Just as an example, let's see what happens if I change the criteria. Okay, I had to pause there for a second. Sorry about that again. So getting back to, we finished doing our extraction with our criteria of sales trainee and less than 400,000. But just an example, let's see what happens if I do change the criteria just a little bit. So I'm up here at the criteria range, and I'll go ahead and leave the sales trainee here under the title. But I think I'll delete the sales attainment, so I'll just press delete. And in the next row under sales attainment, I'm going to put less than 1 million. Make sure I get enough zeros in there. Okay. Oop, I think I need another one. Do I? Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, comma. Oops, I think that's 10 million. Sometimes it's hard to see your zeros. Sorry about that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're good. Okay, so by placing the criteria of the sales goal in the second row of the criteria range, do you think it's an and situation or is it an or situation? Remember, if it's not on the same row as your other criteria, then it's an or condition. So I'm anticipating that I will see records that belong to either a sales trainee or anyone that has sales less than 1 million. So I can see there were other sales trainees, like Natasha is a sales trainee, but she was over 400,000, so she did not show up in our previous criteria. But let's see what happens here. So I'll go ahead and press enter so it takes that information. I'll click back inside of my table. Let's go back to the Data tab, click Advanced. I want to copy to another location, and my list range is still fine. My criteria range is A2 through E3, but I'll go ahead and click inside of here. I want to make sure that I get my criteria here, so I'm going to reselect that. So I'll go to A2 through E4. And my copy 2 is A2 through E32, and that's still the correct place because I'm just telling it just the headings. So I think we're good. So let's go ahead and click on OK. And let's see what happens. Okay, so now in the extract area, you can see that I still picked up Corey and Randy because they're both sales trainee and they were definitely less than 1 million. But here I also got a sales representative because she was at 935,000. So you can see how the or situation works. You would either, you need to find someone that's a sales trainee or less than the 1 million. So, so I just wanted to give you that example just so you can see how an or situation works, as well as the and situation that we looked at before. Okay, so now if someone comes to you and says, I need to see the sales information for just the sales representatives or maybe for the sales managers and their sales goals, or they give you even a number like we just did, I need to see everyone that was, came up with less than $1 million in sales. I could actually just put this up here. I'll just move it when I get that four-headed arrow. And what if I delete this altogether? You don't have to have multiple items in your criteria area. What if we went back to advanced, and in the criteria range, I'll just say to E3 now. I'm going to copy it to another location and click OK. Let's see what we get. So it's pretty close to the same information, but you can see how we can have information just on one item or multiple items. So if you have to do this in for school or for work, now you're going to be able to apply a filter or use an advanced filter to extract all the information and then maybe even print it out or create a copy of the information to another worksheet. So I hope this video has helped you understand how to filter data in your worksheet. Until next time, keep practicing.